ちゃんちゃんチャンネル。
ちゃんちゃんチャンネル。
いやいや、ここはどこですか？
ここはですね、カリフォルニア州オークランドでございます。イエス。
僕もめちゃくちゃ好きですからね。
そうっす。住んでましたもんね、これ、ね。
そうですよ。僕はオークランドに6年間住んでて、もうこの湖の反対側にいました。生活する上で一番住むのが好きな場所になりました。本当はゆっくりオークランドを見せたいんですよ。
そう
でも、今回はちょっと特別企画。
何ですか？それは
ですね、ついに僕らも大物をゲットしました。
大物ですか？
大物。
著名人ってことですか？
著名人です。オークランドではめちゃくちゃ有名、世界でも結構知ってるファンは多いです、この方。オークランド育ちで音楽をやってるファンタスティックネグリートさんです。
わーい。
Well, I'm alone again, empty, black, and very cynical. I can't get enough. Well, my condition is critical.
Like when I was playing out there, did I secretly want to be famous? I don't know. I was just enjoying it. I knew that. For the first time in a long time, I found joy.
そう語るのはファンタスティックネグリート。この路上パフォーマンスをしている時はまだ無名のアーティストだった。しかしこの一本のビデオが彼の人生を大きく変えていく。アメリカの国営ラジオ放送局 NPR が主催するアーティスト発掘を目的とした第1回タイニーデスクのコンペで7000人の中から選ばれ見事1位に輝いた。その翌年に出した自己プロデュースのファーストアルバム「ザ・ラスト・デイズ・オブ・オークランド」は第59回グラミー賞で最優秀コンテンポラリーブルースアルバムを受賞した。その後も2018年にセカンドアルバム「プリーズ・ドント・ビー・デッド」2020年に出した「Have You Lost Your Mind Yet」3作連続グラミー獲得という快挙を成し遂げた。無名のアーティストにしてはまさに出来すぎた話。飛び抜けたファッションセンス、そして確立された独自のスタイル。インディーズでありながらミュージシャンなら誰もが欲しがるグラミー賞を3度も制覇した彼の素顔にトムちゃん、ボビちゃんが迫る。
あとここどこ来たんですかこれ？
これねちょっとねオークランドねのラフな地区。ここあれですね。ウェストオークランドですね。
まあウェストオークランドですよね。そんなにねこういい噂を聞かない場所ではありますよね。
でもやっぱりね、エグゼビアっていうかまあファンタスティックネグリートの音楽を聴くと、やっぱりねオークランドで育ったことがやっぱりすごく大事な部分っていうか、この人のソウルはオークランドにあるんだなって俺は思うけどね。見てこれ、
これちょっと
すごいね。
かっこええわ。
これ映画のなんかプロップで作り込んだみたいな。
車来ますよ。
燃えとるやん。
お、これね、ここですか。どこから入るんですか。
ゲートから入ってこいっていうことなんで。ゲートもこれちゃうよね。
あ、開いてる。
あれ、誰か開けた？
開いてる。
本当だ。
おお。
でもさ、ほら見て。音楽の絵が描いてあるから。
かわいい。
おー。How's it going?
Hey, nice to meet you, Tom.
Bo, nice to meet
Bo,
you.
nice to meet you. あ、こっち来い。
Wow. How's it going?
So cool.
Let's go. Okay, let's go. Go. I'll be 1 second.
Take your time.
1. The original bass. Okay, let's see. Let's try with that. I like this tone better. I like this one, it's more psychedelic kind of. Get this for the camera. Come on, Bo. And then I'm coming in like the high priest, the moral of the story, right? She's gonna be like, don't go, I don't wanna know, all that shit. Yeah, Sting recorded it with me.
スティングと
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But the funny story about that is Sting, because I hung out with him, we played in Santa Fe, and then I was like, yo man, like, why don't you, I got a song for us, and he's like, he's like, oh, this is great, I'm gonna get on it with you. But he took my part, but I was like, you know, just being cool, like, but I was like, God damn.
That was my part.
You know, he's kind of a legend, I'm not gonna say anything. There's a song that I'm actually working on. But this isn't mine. I don't know whose this is. Because I can't read any music, so somebody who can read music was working on that. Yeah, we could like actually live record something.
Yeah.
Bomani, he plays a lot of the percussion. He did on Have You Lost Your Mind Yet? This guy was all over it.
Quick question. What's it like playing with your uncle?
It's liberating.
How'd that go to the song? Wait, let me see. But it... So let's do this. Let's do it with this song. I feel like shakers. Oh, you gotta just do it. Oh man, won't walk from sorrow. It's been added to my baby. It's my baby. It's about the rain. It's about the oh. Oh, oh. Daddy never gave me no goddamn biscuit. Well, I'm not crying. Daddy never gave me no goddamn biscuit.
Can you tell me a little bit about these?
What is this?
Your albums?
Oh, albums. Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, this mirror I found in the garbage can. Actually, I'm more interested in this. This is my first #1 record. I made it during the pandemic. It was called "Have You Lost Your Mind Yet?" It was really an album about mental health.
Well, in here.
I love artwork. I'm surrounded by artwork because it's very inspiring. I don't want to have a traditional studio. I like recording in a room that's just full of, I want to be inspired. So the recording studio to me can be very sterile.
Right.
I don't like this. I like this feeling of this very organic process of a lot of this real energy, authenticity.
How many Grammys did you get?
I have 3.
3! すげえな、3つも取ってる。
Yeah, my first 3 records all won Grammys. So the way I feel about the Grammys is, I'm trying to say that, yeah, I don't keep these, I keep them in a safety deposit box. Because I don't want them around me, it's just kind of strange, but I am extremely grateful, and it is a honorable fraternity, sorority. And this is like my first Grammy that I one, and I was predicting the future. It's called The Last Days of Oakland. When I announced it in a room, people said, oh, Last Days of Oakland. But I think if you look at the state of Oakland,
wow.
If you look at the state of Oakland, it's true. It was the last days of that Oakland that we once knew.
It's okay if Tom holds it because he's a musician,
Yeah.
so I want him to appreciate
May I?
it.
Both hands.
It's heavy?
It's heavy.
Oh, that's heavy. あ、めちゃくちゃ重たいです。
どう
やばいやばいやばいやばい。
グラミー賞も
すごい、今ちょっと鳥肌立ってますわ。おお、見てください。いや、そう
What's your name? Tom. Tom what?
Yamashita.
And the Grammy goes to Tom Yamashita.
Thank you so much.
This is why I don't keep it. Can you imagine if you wouldn't be able to write songs anymore? I remember the first time I won the Grammy and I had it just sitting up on the mantle and I kept playing, I kept looking at it. And it was like, is this a Grammy chord that I'm playing? Am I writing Grammy? And I was like, no. Yeah. You don't want that in your house.
Oh, is that you right there?
That's me. That was my first record deal.
Oh my gosh.
I was 25.
So tell me about that guy.
I used to be young and pretty.
Still pretty.
That guy, he was from Oakland, and he was in a lot of trouble. So what he did is he was like, I don't want to be in a lot of trouble. People around me were getting killed at my young 21 years. And I thought that's not a good life. So this guy went to LA and he thought I should be famous. So he was obsessed with being famous. He wanted it all, this image of having like the best cars, the best women, the biggest house, the best clothing, everything. So that guy wanted to be famous. He's different from this guy. This guy was a grown man, had a family, and just didn't want anything to do with the music industry. I just wanted to go to the bar station and play for my own sanity, and I really loved just playing. And so it was amazing. When you're not looking for something, sometimes it happens.
You signed a record with a deal with Sony Records, right? Is that correct?
Interscope.
Interscope.
I signed a personal deal with Jimmy Iovine.
How much was that worth at the time?
$1 million.
How did the album do?
Terribly.
Is it terrible?
The biggest advance record deal and the biggest flop ever.
Why do you think it didn't do well? Like, did you promote it?
No, it wasn't that. I just don't think I was, I think I just wasn't ready, to be honest. That I needed to be an artist that was going to be very honest and very authentic and very real and very organic. And that guy was trying to be famous. Fame wouldn't work well for someone like me. I'd be dead on drugs immediately.
I remember you saying something like they thought you might be the next Prince.
Yeah, record companies care about money. So if they see one thing that worked, and they're like, oh, you're different, you're eclectic. Let's see, who do we have like that? Jimi Hendrix, all the different black people. Prince, you can be Prince, Because they care about the music business. Has nothing to do with music. I don't even think those people like music at all. It's a business.
Do you work with any of those people now, like the music industry, or are you completely independent?
I'm independent. I'm here in West Oakland. If people want to work with me, they got to come to 32nd and SoundCloud. And I can say, but I've had people, Sting, E40. I've worked with tremendously talented people. Black Alicious. People come here. I feel like the entire Bay Area, Oakland, West Oakland means it's a place that raised me up. It's a place that corrupted me and a place that saved me, all in one stroke. I remember when I was a kid, this building that I'm in now was the neighborhood liquor store. And in the back there, the prostitutes that lined the streets here as a kid, they would turn tricks in that blue house back there. They were selling drugs out of here. It was insane.
Can I ask you what Tricks is?
A trick is a guy that pays the prostitute. So this was like pretty hardcore neighborhood. And I was up and down these streets as a little boy.
Let me ask you something about that I always thought was cool, is your fashion. We haven't really talked about that too much, but
Say about my fashion. I call it upcycling. Upcycle. 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 It's easy to shop for me. You just go to a section where you look at the clothing and you think, nobody's gonna wear that. That's mine. You get it? Nobody, that's me. So.
Were you always like this, or was it
I was
after
always like this. I
Fantastic
grew up
Negrito?
with 15 siblings. So we were poor, people made fun of me all the time. I used to have holes in my shoes. People don't know what poor is now. I was poor. I used to steal food, man.
Really?
Yes.
Wait.
I was poor. The thing is, when I was born, my dad was 63 and my mother was 30. Wow. So already there's gonna be a problem. Huge generational gaps. With my parents, basically, when I was 11, my dad just stopped talking to me. If I saw him on the street and I said, Dad, he would just walk past me like a stranger. He had issues, man. You know, I don't blame him for anything. I feel like he grew up in a time where there's a lot of problems for people, especially for black men. So at 12, then I just didn't come home anymore. I joined a bunch of kids on the streets and we just took care of each other.
So you were homeless at like what age?
12.
12? How would you survive at 12? Like, where do you sleep?
Slept abandoned cars. It's like wherever you can. You know, kids are resilient. We say 12 now because everybody's a little baby now.
Yeah.
I think that children are resilient. I was resilient. I knew how to survive. I don't know, it's not good, you know, but again, I think that's where great things come from.
At that point, you still didn't think of music though, right? It was a little bit later in life, right?
That I just thought of crime.
Yeah.
Because I was hungry. I wasn't a bad person to hurt people, but I wanted to eat, so I would always, you know, smoking cigarettes, fighting other kids, drinking, you know.
At 12?
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
I love it.
That's good.
But the thing is, I think the Bay Area was loving and forgiving, and I think I had an instinct to go to good places. I made it. That's the most important thing. I survived that. I didn't get hooked on drugs, and you know, I didn't go to prison. And
a lot of people already know about this, but the Japanese people I don't know about is that you had a huge car accident.
I did.
And how did that kind of change your outlook on life?
Oh, I had an accident. I was driving down the street in LA. I got into an accident. I woke up 3 weeks later. I was in a coma for 3 weeks, and I didn't know my name. I didn't know where I was. And what it did is it took away my playing hand. As you can see, my playing hand is a mess. But I'm still able to play, but it just doesn't move that much. So now I used to play bad. Now I play even worse.
So tell me how that changed kind of your outlook on things.
Take the bullshit, turn into good shit. Take that bullshit, turn it into good shit. Pick them up to do shit, baby, who's in cars. Walk in that summer, and you know one at it all. Swim deep in the river. Good Lord, I did find 7 new 4 have to stay on mine. Bullshit, turn it into good shit.
So why not leave Oakland? Like, why did you decide to,
I came back here from LA. Oh, it just felt like home. I know, like I said, it's a place that raised me. This place saved my life, I feel like, you know. And
so even if it's not in a great condition and it's somewhat threatening, it's still home for you. And
I think it is also, and I don't think everything is all one thing. Something can be threatening and horrible and all that, and crime-ridden and still be a great place. I don't think that they're separate. You know, where do they think all great music in the world came from? It comes from people that are struggling. And I never wanted to forget that I was a person that was struggling growing up, and I came from people that are struggling.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're the soundtrack of the world. If you go out the world, man, you're gonna hear rock, funk, blues, hip-hop, jazz, soul, house, techno, disco, whatever. You know, it all came from, you know, legacy of African Americans struggling, and how to express our humanity was through music.
You were 47 when you made that album, right?
I was 47.
So, and I know you before and after, but Like, you kind of just jumped in, you were already Fantastic Negrito right away.
Well, I'm the 8th of 15 children. I was born performing. You know, if you want to survive in a family that big, you gotta be a performer.
I know you were, tell me a little bit about how you were making music for like movies and whatnot.
The block is hot. We're good though, we're good. If something happens, give everything up though.
Yeah,
you guys
no,
know that,
I'm cool with that. I noticed you play a lot of instruments. Doesn't seem like you had the greatest environment to learn instruments. Tell me like how you ended up learning all that music.
Well, I mean, I think you can learn music, especially if you're gonna go to church, and I didn't like going to church. But what I did is I broke into the classrooms at UC Berkeley and I just pretended I was a student.
At how old? Like
I was like, no, I was older because I didn't start playing music until I was like 17.
Really?
And I saw these students going in there and I always had sideburns. And I was like, man, I bet you they won't say anything if I just go in and just ask for a key. So I go in and I followed the other students and they just gave me a key. But this all comes from like, I think, hustling, surviving, not taking no for an answer. This is all like, to me, that's the kind of culture of Oakland.
So you pretty much just taught yourself all the instruments?
Yeah, pretty much. That's why I play them so badly. But I think that I just sat there and I listened to what other students were doing, and I just copied them. This is 32nd at San Pablo, Ground Zero. It's the first time that I thought I'm gonna be a musician. And I rented this storefront right here. $9.59, wanna walk over?
Yeah.
This is that was my bedroom right up there, a loft. Oh, if these walls could talk. But anyway, yeah, this was like, it was a big thing for me because it was my own place. I think it cost $300 or something.
Oh, you actually lived here?
I lived here.
When you were how old?
Had to be like 20.
You were able to afford it? Like
yeah, it's $300.
Yeah.
For the whole thing, and I had a roommate.
Oh wow.
Yep. So that
Did you play music here as well?
Yeah, that's why I moved here because I was like, oh, you know what? I want to just be able to play. I'm going to be a musician, and so this was my independence. It was really productive and interesting. I mean, back there, all the bands that were coming out of here were like Too Short, In Vogue, MC Hammer, Tony. These were all the new bands. Metallica, all happening at the same time. Green Day, all this was happening at one time. That's how amazing Oakland was. You can't imagine that. It was normal because Oakland has such a deep musical legacy. Even before all those bands, you had the 70s with Santana, and the 60s, Sly Stone, Creedence Clearwater Revival, the Grateful Dead, Jefferson Starship. This is a deep Confunction. It's a deep river. Taj Mahal, I can keep going. So I was aware of the musical legacy, the excellence. So yeah, this is it, 32nd in San Pablo.
You want to take a picture for the thumbnail? Yeah, you want to take a picture?
Cut down near West Oakland. 32nd in San Pablo Avenue. Things are just the same.
You ever think about leave Oakland, or doesn't matter how bad it gets, you still
You know, like I said, I think that it's bad and it's good. I don't think I'd ever leave permanently, no.
Yeah.
I have a lot of history and roots here. The roots are very deep. One thing that was beautiful about growing up here is I found that I could just be myself.
Yeah.
And that I wasn't the only guy that maybe thought a little bit different out of the box, dressed a little bit different. I found that tribe right here in the Bay Area.
You've been working with some pretty big artists. Do you ever like slap yourself and go like, why am I working with Sting all of a sudden?
No,
like Bruce
never.
Springsteen's like you.
I don't. He's just a person. I don't think like that. I think that's what happens when you become known at 40 as a middle-aged dude. You know, you're like, you've seen it all happen before. What are you caught up into that for? What?
You recently performed with Bruce Springsteen. How was that experience in total?
Got about 60,000 people that didn't come to see you. So that's it. So that's okay. You need that. Artists need that.
Since this channel caters more towards the Japanese people, tell me a little bit about your experience in performing in Japan and how the Japanese crowd has been for you.
Well, I have a very strong Japanese connection because when I got my first deal in Los Angeles, we had an audition for guitar players. And everybody came to really cool looking LA people playing great, playing good. And then this little short Japanese dude comes in, we all started laughing like, all the black people were like, oh, this is gonna be great. And this guy was the best. He killed everybody and we're just like, because we were being a little bit prejudiced, but his name was Masa Kohama Masa, and now I've been playing with him for 30 years. I've never made a record without him. So Masa, he's like my brother. So now he's going to play with big people in Japan. I think someone named Exile.
Oh, wow.
AI,
Yeah,
but he's a very prominent figure in the Japanese music scene. But yeah, he's like I met my musical brother because I know that people said I'm all over the place, and he was too. I don't want to be stereotypical, but Japanese will sometimes study everything that they can study and learn it proficiently, and he did, I think, with every style of music. But the most thing that was great about, he just has a great feel too. He didn't just learn it, because some people learn everything and it's no emotion. But he's fucked up and crazy like me, so he has a lot of emotion. So his playing is great. I think that's how you get the best artists, are the people that are a little bit fucked up and crazy. And
So
then
you performed with him in Japan.
yeah, I mean, this guy, we're together forever, and we have a side group called Me and This Japanese Guy. And we perform in Japan. A very strong connection to Japan is my brother lives there. Musically, my musical brother from birth. He will say the same thing. We love like hell and we fight like hell and everything. We're real, with each other, and I think that's when relationship is real. To me, the best thing about Japan is the food culture. And the culture of food there, I can't explain it to people. It's just so deep, and I think they care so much about the food. Even if it's a piece of bread, they're gonna make it to an immaculate piece of bread. So I'm in Japan, that's all I'm doing is eating.
So I'm in my 40s now. A lot of people, especially in Japan, my Japanese friends, have kind of reached a point in life where they've been doing the same thing for years and years, and probably they have things they like or love, but they can't imagine themselves actually pursuing that. What kind of advice can you give for those kind of people who might be stuck in a rut a little bit?
I would say this, I became famous because I didn't want to be famous. And I wasn't looking for it. And I think that someone who has something they want to do it because you love it. Stop looking for some reward. If you're looking for the reward, then of course you have anxiety. I'm not sure I'm going to fail. How can you fail if you love something? If you're in your 40s and you're like, you know what? I just love playing basketball. Then go play basketball every day. If you do stuff for the love, you're good. I just loved playing, and I was like, this is fun to write these songs. I didn't care. That's what it is. That's how you lead. But if you're looking to I'm going to start my new career as a baker, then yeah, you're going to probably fail. Don't do it. Do it because you love baking. What is this life we live? What are you supposed to do? Be a slave? What are you supposed to be afraid? You're supposed to live. Live, man. And I don't, that's so simple, but maybe it's not easy. Because how do you get to that point?
That was fun.
Yeah, hopefully you get
It was pretty awesome, man. Just kind of getting the San Pablo vibe.
Yeah, San Pablo's, it's real, bro.
I mean, I didn't live too far away, so I come here all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, it used to be worse. Like that
corner.
It used to be worse. You got to look at it like it used to be worse, used to be better, used to be better, and it used to be worse.
Yeah.
It's better. It was better because I could get a place as an artist for $300. That's better.
Yeah.
Now, I can get a dinner for $300. I don't know. I'd rather live in a place for $300.
Exactly.
So, and you know, the streets were alive with music and energy, and back then, I mean, think all the groups that I named were coming. Who's coming out of here now?
Right.
Fantastic Negrito. That's it.
あ、中でいいよ。全然。あ、いい。遠いんだよね、多分それは。
How's it going?
I remember Mari saying, I saw Xavier today playing outside with the guitar.
Hey, hold on. See that? Do 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 do. I feel like that should be the lick after every time she goes. I'm so scared of you. Do 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 do. Kind of just play that. Hold on. Play that real quick. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Not there. Right there. That's it. I'm so over the top. But I write a lot of songs like this. I don't know what to do with them. So I found an engineer who was working a session. I said, can you just sing a little bit for this part? And I liked her voice, so
this is her.
So she came as an engineer, and now she's an artist.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. And what's her name?
I call it Everything Velvet.
That's the like.
But I want to start putting that stuff out where it's like, I can live through them. I can be Everything Velvet without being Fantastic Negrito. I want to end Fantastic Negrito.
What?
Yeah.
What?
10 years, I think I'm going to end it. I'd love to. That's my dream.
What? I don't get it, man.
Just be somebody else.
Really?
I like that. It's living. Again, living.
That's insane, bro.
Nah, come up with other stuff.
Yeah, okay.
We're not all just one thing. We're multifaceted. We're complex beings. Why do we have to be? I don't like that keyboard line anymore. We become, what society expects us to be is dangerous. I think as artists, you want to contribute something. What are you trying to contribute? If you know that, wow, it's over. But I think minimally, just be interesting.
Yeah.
Then if you fail, you can fail on your terms. I think I learned from being signed to a huge record deal is that I was failing on their terms. I'd rather fail and be like, man, that's what I wanted to do.
I wonder if the former guy who signed you was like, I knew it once you came
Yeah,
out.
they did. Absolutely.
I always wanted to ask you, because you're so good at, you have an amazing voice. Did you train at all?
No,
Where
I
did
just,
you,
what
you
is,
just were able to do it?
just insecure and I can't sing. So what I learned to do is become characters within my voice. So it enabled me to convey the artistic vision that I was having. But I'm just not a good singer. I mean, I grew up with amazing singers that'll blow the roof down, but I was like, I can't do that. But I can take the bullshit, turn into good shit. So I was bullshit singer, and I was like, take that and become a character. Those are my favorite singers. I mean, favorite singers weren't always the best, technically great singers, like James Brown. I mean, it's that great singing or that, hey, no, get on the good foot. But that's amazing, though. What an amazing human expression. I want that. I'm much more of an artist than I'm a musician. The musician part is boring to me. The artistry part makes me fucking alive. It's like, whoa, I love this artistry and the music, I had to learn it to get there. I could have baked cookies. Could have been the same for me. I could have been a painter, but I'm into melodies, and I don't know why songs just are in my head all the time.
Who is your favorite Japanese band or artist, musicians?
I think my favorite Japanese artist all time is Hibara, that singer. Hibari?
Misora Hibari?
Yeah.
You know Misora Hibari?
Oh, it's just such beautiful and emotional. I love this. Now, I've heard music from that era, which I just love.
Do you ever go to another studio to record, or do you do everything in your own studio? Everything here? the whole album, these Grammy-winning albums, you did all on your own.
No, I never say I did anything on my own. That's dangerous.
Okay.
Whatever I do,
Yeah.
a lot of people are putting up with my shit. So it takes no team, no dream.
Were you ever tempted to like, you know, the record labels that were like, I'll pay you a lot more money, I'll market for you and do all that kind of stuff?
Those are all the record companies that I beat at the Grammys. Okay, I had to say that. Yeah.
Get that in there.
Every year.
To see you live, that was actually really cool too, because I've seen a lot of, you know, artists, but like I was kind of blown away by your performance, especially the one in Oakland, because it was such a small space.
Where was this?
I think it was at the Parish. I forgot.
Oh, New Parish. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those 500 tight.
That was just like,
I didn't even know you were there. Were you there?
I bumped into you at Whole Foods, and you invited me over, so I was like, yeah, I'm going. And that was the first time I heard you live.
Okay.
And I was like, damn, he's good.
Yeah, I feel like you gotta. Thank you, by the way, but I love my relatives dragged me to church, and now I'm thankful for it, because the power of a black church is like something everyone should experience. That expression, which is who Masa became quite famous, because he was able to play in black churches. All black people, one little Japanese guy. Because that's how great he was.
Wow.
He is. I hated church, and then the preacher got up, and I was like, oh shit. Then the music came on, I was like, people are convulsion, spirituality falling out, and feeling the Holy Ghost, and I was like, all right. So for me, my musical experience, it's like church without the religion. My mentality when I'm performing is, how can this be as real as it's gonna be? If I can get to where it's real, I'm great.
いやこれね、
やばかったね。
鳥肌しかずっと立ってなかったんです。
いやだろ、はい、絶対音楽好きのトムちゃんならたまんないんだろうなと思った、だからオークランドを説明するのに、一番俺最もいい人と巡り会えたなと思ってるし、
あとその超著名人と会った時にどう思うのって質問してたんですか。あの時にも別に何とも思わない、僕ただの人間じゃんみたいな、
そう同じ人間だぞみたいな、
いろんな経験して別にそこに対してミーハーにならないっていうところまたかっこいいなこの人を思って、
ちょっと日本人だと違う気持ちかもね、そんなすごいこと人できるんですかみたいな、
あります。
すごいっす
ふわふわですよ。
そうだよね、ふわふわだよな。
まだ若いんですよ。
まだだから成功するには早いんじゃないかな。
今日もネグリートさんと会う時もやっと大物、最初のあれが恥ずかしいですよ。
いや本当だね。大物来たぞみたいな、ね。
あれがめちゃくちゃ恥ずかしいな。
前のように当たり前のように言われてダメだよと思って。
はい、What's up みたいなね。
お前がビビりすぎなんだよ。
いやビビりすぎてかね、こう初めましてです僕は。
いやだから俺はオークランドに6年住んでたの。はいはい。でいろんな出会いあったけど、やっぱりネグリートさんの話は常に自分のこう脳の片隅にある。我が家では正直朝からマリさん、マイワイフが大好きだから、もう朝からつい流れてるんですよ。本当にだからうちの娘たちも渋い音楽で育ってるから、俺は本当に誇りに思ってるんだよね。オークランドに住んだ時のオークランドもすごい誇りに思ってるけど、ファンタスティック・ネグリートはめちゃくちゃ誇りに思ってる。みんなに話して自分の友達とかにも こんな人がいるんだよ、
僕もボビー君が聞きましたもん。
でしょ。
で聞いて、あ、すごい人がいるんだ。でその最初にグラミー取った時、僕確かテレビで見てました。
そうか。
でボビー君から確か連絡が来たの、取ったよみたいなことを聞いたのを覚えてます。
覚えてるでしょ。でもどう、
すげえ
直接
っすね
実際会って話して。
いや普通の人ですからね。
かっこいい
普通の人です。
お、かっこいい。めっちゃ感動。ずっと鳥肌立ってる。